Why that thick? Because we want to design the roads to be able to take the loads from the big trucks, the container trucks you see going in and out of the ports, to make sure we get the durability that is expected of a concrete pavement as opposed to asphalting.
The Minister of Transport, Works and Infrastructure critically assessed the state of work, and he was duly impressed because he recalled when the work began.
In the name of Allah, the Beneficent and the Merciful, I bear witness that there is one God. I think Gambians would recall that some time back, His Excellency, the President of the Republic of the Gambia, Sheikh Professor Dr. Alhaji Yahya Abdul Aziz James Junkung Jammeh, embarked on a tour of Banjul, the purpose of which was to check the bad conditions of the roads in Banjul. And hence, with the support of His Excellency the President, directives were given that we address some of the major roads in Banjul. And hence, as you can see today, we have started Bakul Street, and it will go all the way to July 22nd Square. We have already completed Hagan Street.
Minister Balagaba Jahumpa noted the importance President Jammeh attaches to the renovation process, and he therefore urged the contractors to speed up the process. The managing director of the National Roads Authority said the works are delayed by the rainy season, but believes that it will be much faster after the rain stop. The next stop for the tour party was the Hagan Street, where the minister was strongly displeased with the state of the newly completed roads with regards to the way the trucks park on the roadside, thereby blocking the movement of traffic.
This is a great concern, not only to us at the Ministry for Transport, Works and Infrastructure, and also for the National Road Authority, but it's also a great concern to the people of Banjul, especially in Hafdai. Because as of yesterday, people have been complaining that, as you can see, this road is new. Already the trucks have become a nuisance, not only to the traffic, but also to the people. Even private cars are parking on the pavements that people are supposed to utilize to go about their business. That is not acceptable. That is why we have also invited the National Transport Union here, so that at least within a week's time, we can sit with them, consult with them, to ensure that they talk to these drivers, truck drivers, so that they will not park. Hagan Street is not parking, is not a parking venue for trucks with containers. Look at the road. It's a new road, but there is almost no road.
The state of the roads did not only worry the minister, but even the NRA boss was worried with the consequences of this parking issue, which they promised to remedy as quickly as possible.
Structures are designed to take certain loads, but as you can see, some of these loads are more than beyond the acceptable limit. And that's not even the danger, but the danger is once they park on one side of the road and on the other side of the road, they tend to have imposed more load on one end of the road as compared to the other. And what can result out of this is what we call technically a differential settlement. That means the part where you have more loads, which is subjected to more load, can start to sink compared in relation to the other section.
Officials promised to work with the President of the Transport Union with regards to the parking issue at Hagan Street as quickly as possible to avoid any damages to the newly completed road, thereby giving Banjulians the opportunity to enjoy their smooth road stretch whilst awaiting the completion of other road networks. For Grts News, I am Asitomane.
Scores of volunteers have descended on President Jammeh's farm at Union Barracks to rid it of weeds. The volunteers, mainly drawn from the Majango Playcom Society Gambia chapter, completed work on the 6-hectare groundnut and maize farm. Baba Sise reports.
Combo South, namely Batokunku, Tanje, Sanyang, Tujereng and Gunjur, recently descended on the President's farm in Batokunku village in the Combo South district for weeding and planting exercise. These people did not just stop at weeding the cornfield within the farm, but went the extra mile to transplant 1,000 palm trees, as well as plowed a vast area of land for the cultivation of groundnut here on the President's farm in Batokunku. the National Youth Mobilizer, Perminte, reaffirms the support of his fellow youths towards the president's call to go back to the land. He, however, urged the youth in the country to take up farming very serious, noting that agriculture is a means of continuous existence and it is a self-employed venture in the path towards socio-economic advancement of the country. The students and the staff of Batokunku Community Nursing Center were not left behind, as this is their second time of rendering assistance to workers at the president's farm. They joined in this meeting demonstrating their resolve to respond to the president's clarion call for Gambians to go back to the land. The director of the center, Momodu Gassama, and a student representative, Binta Cham, both expressed delight to be associated with the work on the president's farm, describing it as laudable. Aidan Dur, councillor for Sanya Ward, Pa Bojan of Kanilai Group International, Karamo M. Bojan, the representative of the village alcalde of Tujereng, and Ajay Jane, the former chief of Combo South, all thank the people for their commitment, assuring the Gambian leader of their unflinching support at all times. These people have henceforth committed themselves to working on the president's farm, both in Batokunku and elsewhere within the country, with total commitment to supporting and promoting the ideals and the call of His Excellency, the President, Sheikh Professor Alhaji Dr. Yaya AJJ Jammeh. Pubasise, Grts.
35 participants are attending a 5-day training on enterprise development skills organized by the National Enterprise Development Initiative, NEDI. Grts' Abdullah Baji has more on that story in this report.
The National Enterprise Development Initiative, in partnership with GAIPA, kick-started a 5-day training workshop for selected youths and women on relevant skills for enterprise development.
This is talking about entrepreneurship and enterprise development, because we believe to sustain employment creation, we have to create as many entrepreneurs as possible. Because this is the time we will have a pool of young people who can actually employ themselves rather than seek for employment.
This forum seeks to create an avenue for young people and women to realize their potentials through enterprise development, thereby helping to promote and sustain employment creation in the country. Given that women and youth occupy center stage in the President's development agenda, the Deputy Permanent Secretary, Minister of Youth and Sports, harped on the importance of this training and urged the participants to fully utilize whatever skills they would be gaining from this training.
Professionals in our enterprise, and this training should be a foundation for you to be a professional. But you still have to continue networking within yourself. You still have to consult with institutions in the country and even beyond the country, and with literature that is provided around enterprise, because that will help you and it will remind you of what you should do as an enterprise.
For any meaningful national development to take place, hard work and determination are deemed essential building blocks.
The strategic overlap and commonality of purpose between GAIPA and NEDI provides a framework for cooperation, collaboration and partnership, to be pursued initially through project by project and on a case-by-case basis between the two sister agencies.
This week-long forum is also considered to be very crucial in the march towards the attainment of the Vision 2020 blueprint, a development roadmap that places gainful skills acquisition at the core of national development. Abdullah Baji, Grts.
The University of the Gambia is looking at the prospect of rolling out distance learning for bachelor's program. The first major step taken towards achieving this development was a 4-day training program which brought together university authorities, students, as well as officials of the Ministry of Higher Education, Research, Science and Technology. Famara Kanya has details of that story in this report.
4-day training program organized by the Ministry of Higher Education, Research, Science and Technology and the University of the Gambia under the sponsorship of the Commonwealth of Nations is meant to promote distance learning for BA programs undertaken at the UTG. The forum that brought together students and lecturers of the University of the Gambia together with their counterparts from Nigeria is a modern approach opposite to the conventional classroom university education. Deputy Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Higher Education, Research